Imagine living a life where the opinions of others hold no weight, where external judgments do not affect your peace of mind. This is the freedom that Stoicism offers, a freedom from the burdens of external validation. Stoicism teaches us that inner strength comes from how we handle what happens to us, rather than what happens itself. Today, we're going to explore 7 powerful Stoic lessons that can transform the way you see life, helping you live with greater resilience, inner peace, and emotional strength. These lessons are not just ancient philosophies, but practical guides to improving your life in today's world. Lesson 1. Stop caring about what others think. One of the first and most liberating lessons of Stoicism is to stop caring about what others think. We often spend too much of our time and energy worrying about how people perceive us. We mold ourselves to fit the expectations of others, fearing their judgment or disapproval. But in reality, as the Stoics teach, we have no control over how others think or feel about us. According to Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, the things that are within our control are our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. What others think of us, however, is beyond our control and should not affect our internal peace. The Stoics understood that the judgments people make about us are often rooted in their own insecurities and perceptions, not in reality. When we become overly concerned with external validation, we give away our power and make ourselves vulnerable to emotional turbulence. To live freely, we must stop letting the opinions of others define our sense of worth. Instead, focus on living in alignment with your own values and principles. When you stop caring about external judgment, you regain control of your life, living authentically and without fear of what others might say. Lesson 2. Free yourself from the weight of expectations. Expectations can be a heavy burden, especially when they are imposed on us by others. Whether from family, friends, society, or even our own self-imposed ideals, these expectations can trap us in a life that feels disconnected from our true self. Many of us fall into the trap of living according to others' expectations, striving for goals that don't align with our personal values, simply because we want to avoid disappointing others. In the end, we often find ourselves feeling unfulfilled, stressed, or anxious, constantly chasing an ideal that isn't ours to begin with. Stoicism teaches that true freedom comes when you let go of the weight of expectations. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, advised that we should focus on what is within our control, our actions and intentions, rather than striving to meet the expectations placed upon us. He believed that as long as you are acting in accordance with your own principles and living a life of virtue, external expectations should have no hold over you. By freeing yourself from the weight of societal or familial expectations, you allow yourself to live a life that is authentically yours. Reflect on what matters most to you and make sure your actions align with those values. This creates a deeper sense of fulfillment and helps reduce anxiety caused by trying to meet the endless expectations of others. In a world that often glorifies external success, it's easy to forget that true strength and peace come from within. We are conditioned to believe that happiness is something we achieve when we attain certain milestones, wealth, recognition, or social status. However, the Stoics understood that these external things are fleeting and beyond our control. They taught that inner peace and power are cultivated from within, through the strength of our character and our ability to remain calm in the face of life's challenges. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized that external possessions and achievements are transient and can be taken away at any moment. What remains, and what truly matters, is the content of your character and the peace you cultivate through self-awareness. True power doesn't come from dominating others or achieving worldly success. It comes from mastering yourself. When you realize that your thoughts, emotions, and responses to the world are within your control, you gain an inner strength that cannot be shaken by external events. To cultivate this inner peace, practice self-reflection and mindfulness. Take time each day to silence the noise of the outside world and turn inward. By doing so, you develop a deeper understanding of yourself, your desires, and your values, allowing you to remain grounded no matter what life throws at you. Lesson 4. Act with confidence and calmness. In a world full of distractions and constant activity, many of us react impulsively, making decisions based on fleeting emotions or external pressures. This often leads to regret or the feeling that we are not fully in control of our lives. Stoicism, however, encourages a different approach, one where calm reflection and confidence are central to our actions. According to the Stoics, confidence comes not from arrogance or bravado, but from the knowledge that you are living in accordance with your values and doing the best you can with what is within your control. When you know that your intentions are aligned with virtue and that you are acting with integrity, there is no need to second-guess yourself or worry about the outcome. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on how to maintain calmness in the face of adversity, advising that we should act in a way that is deliberate and thoughtful rather than reactive. Silence plays a key role here. Before reacting, take a moment to pause and reflect. In that silence, you can assess the situation, control your emotions, and choose a response that is thoughtful and aligned with your principles. Acting with calmness and confidence allows you to face challenges head-on without losing your composure, even in the most difficult circumstances. Lesson 5. Embrace the strength of silence. Silence is often misunderstood in modern culture, where we are encouraged to speak up, voice our opinions, and always stay connected. However, silence can be one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and emotional strength. In Stoic philosophy, silence is not about passive withdrawal from the world, but about cultivating inner stillness and mindfulness, which leads to greater clarity and self-control. The Stoics believe that silence allows us to conserve our energy and focus on what truly matters. When we speak less, we listen more to ourselves and to others. In moments of silence, we have the opportunity to reflect on our emotions, think before we act, and ensure that our actions are aligned with our values. By practicing silence, we avoid the pitfalls of rash decisions and emotional outbursts that can damage relationships or lead to regret. Moreover, silence is a form of strength. It shows that you are in control of your emotions rather than being controlled by them. It allows you to observe the world more carefully and respond with wisdom rather than impulsiveness. Whether in conflict or in everyday life, embracing silence can lead to greater self-discipline and emotional resilience. Lesson 6. Use failure as a tool for growth. Failure is something most people fear, but the Stoics saw it differently. In their view, failure is not something to be avoided at all costs. It is an essential part of growth. Every failure contains valuable lessons if we are willing to see them. The Stoic approach to failure is not about avoiding it, but learning from it, using it as a tool for personal development. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In this way, failure is not a reflection of your worth or ability, it's simply feedback. It shows you where improvements can be made and gives you an opportunity to refine your skills, knowledge, or behavior. By embracing failure as a natural part of life, you free yourself from the fear of making mistakes and in turn, open yourself up to greater opportunities for growth and success. After a failure, the Stoics would encourage reflection in silence. This reflection allows you to analyze what went wrong without the interference of negative emotions like frustration or self-doubt. In silence, you can calmly assess your mistakes, learn from them, and move forward with greater wisdom and strength. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the idea that peace comes from focusing only on what is within your control. Most of the stress, anxiety, and frustration we experience in life stems from worrying about things that are beyond our control. Whether it's the behavior of others, the outcome of events, or even the passage of time, there are countless factors we simply cannot influence. The Stoics believed that wasting energy on these things leads only to suffering. Instead, they taught that we should focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions. This is the essence of true freedom. When you focus on what you can control, you reclaim your power and reduce unnecessary stress. You begin to realize that no matter what happens in the external world, you have the ability to choose how you will respond. In practice, this means letting go of worrying about the future or trying to control the behavior of others. Instead, focus on your own actions and decisions, knowing that these are the only things within your power. By doing so, you will find greater peace, contentment, and resilience in the face of life's challenges. In conclusion, the Stoic practice of silence is a powerful tool for cultivating inner peace and strength. By letting go of the need for external validation, freeing yourself from expectations, finding peace within, acting with confidence and calmness, embracing silence, learning from failure, and focusing on what you can control, you can transform your life. These lessons are not abstract philosophies, but practical strategies for living a life of greater resilience, peace, and fulfillment. In a noisy world, it is in the quiet moments that you will find your greatest strength. Take a moment each day to reflect in silence, and let that stillness guide you to a more peaceful and purposeful life.